Check. Huh? Okay. Tell me, you go on my Facebook? It's in that post right there. You can send it out. Shout out to all my brothers and shout out to all my stylists. We are Beards and Baldheads, your host Fat Lace. They seeing my guts, Soup. We gotta hide that. Tuck that thing again. We got the Soul Survivor Barry to the right of me.
Yo, what's good with y'all?
I got Soup on the other side holding it down. Soup, they want to see you, Soup. We'll show it again. Make that thing disappear with it. You know, another Monday.
Yeah.
We here. It's going to be 85 tomorrow, Soup. 85 tomorrow. Be Taco Tuesday.
And Cinco de Mayo.
And Cinco de Mayo. Yeah, word up. That's a special time. Shout out to everybody on the check-in early. Let's say that. We get into it, B. They hit me at the same time.
Yeah.
Oh, they said I look good in yellow. Thank y'all. Word up. Peace to everybody on the check-in. I'm going to get to y'all. Let's get back to it because we had to peace to Shanae on the check-in. Yo, we ran out of time and we was having a great time with adult special guests.
Word.
We got Tim and Jackson back in the building, y'all. Hold up. I'm looking for the mouse. Y'all forgive me. I can't find. I got it, so. Boom. There you go. Looking fresh to death. Got the Knicks on. They said y'all Knicks is winning. Y'all killing it right now. It's nothing like that sports pride.
Yeah.
It's nothing like that sports
Especially
pride.
when it's been a while.
Oh, damn. Was that shade?
No, it's not. I know it's not. I know what it means for your team to be suffering for years.
I heard your team is winning right now.
Not my team, my guy.
Detroit.
Oh, yeah.
The Pistons.
That's different.
Yeah.
See, not too many people know that's my team.
I know you.
Okay.
You're a bad guy, B.
Okay.
You're a bad guy.
Okay. Yes, sir.
Yes, bad boy.
Yes, sir.
I can't even.
That's okay. You know, I understand the hurt.
He just keep twisting it in, right? Slowly.
Nah, listen, man. I don't want to get too excited because we young.
Right.
We young, and then I think we just gonna get better. So I'm a little bit more excited than normal.
Y'all did your thing.
We gonna get another draft pick, and then we're gonna take it there.
Oh man, it's so bad. Tip, we got a lot to get into.
Right, facts.
You know, we was talking last time. We was talking about an athletic family. From you, your brother, your sisters, and everything. And it's funny talk about when we're young. And I'm looking at this family right here. Beautiful family. Talking about when they're younger, when they're older. Yo, shout out to the whole Jackson clan right there. Was just talking to Just earlier. And I saw something that just made me think about your family. And I'm like, look, yo, they all in order. All this thing. All got that good head, too. Tim the only guest I know who could have the hat on, take it off, and doesn't lose a step. Like, yeah, I'm like, you say you had some stress. I don't know how bad the stress is, B. God loves them more. That's what happens when you love God like you do. Peace to $500,000 mind. Peace to the General. So first we're going to say if they need somewhere to go, General, plug it in on the Facebook and on the YouTube. Go to Miller's tomorrow because he got the karaoke. Taco Tuesday. What else is it, B?
Cinco de Mayo.
Cinco de Mayo. So make sure you're there. So Tim, and I'm looking at the family, right? And I'm like, man, I saw this post that made me think about which one of y'all would be the one. Because I said Kellogg is bringing back toys in a special edition cereal box. It got the Frosted Flakes. It got the Fruit Loops. And I'm like, B already told me which one of your brothers. Which one of your brothers would always get it?
Sean.
Says brother Sean will be the first one
to get it. He would dig into the box to get it. Not even eating it.
Just to get the toy first.
Yo,
get the little prize.
I would dump it in the big bowl.
So it's you?
So you sound like him.
It depends who got to it first. Or it depends what the toy was.
You him.
If it was a whack toy, you can get it.
Somebody can get that. Because it's for y'all all got your eye on the prize when y'all shopping with Mom Dukes.
Cracker Jack might have been worse.
Ooh, he would take the Cracker Jacks.
Yo, but
You
see,
take your prize out your box.
Damn.
the funny part is like all the cereals like that would have prizes we didn't eat. My mom was getting Cheerios,
What?
like regular like corn flakes, raisin bran. Like
Oh man.
it would be like the only time we got
Wow.
those like corn pops or anything like that.
Yeah.
Remember when they used to have the little ones?
Yes.
You know what I mean? And it had the variety pack.
Yes.
That was it.
You get the little joint.
That was
So
it.
so she stopped wars in the house
Right.
by getting I got you. Peace to my man Big Kev. Make sure y'all follow Kevin Wright on the check. He got all them good
What
natural
up,
juices. Oh, so Mom Do, she knew what to do. I remember when they used to have like the variety 12 pack.
Exactly. Yeah,
Keep y'all in order. Keep y'all in order. I feel that. B, we was talking about a lot of things. These timelines is coming up. And you got these poems.
Right.
We got the dopest album out on 8th by Hubbard. For those that don't know, on all streaming platforms. And on this dope project, you have one you said, you have Heart's Fragile Footsteps.
Correct.
And I'm like, you're talking that talk on it. You're talking that talk. 'Cause sometimes people don't want to hear the talk when it comes from a man.
I agree with you.
They don't want to hear like this right here. Before we get into that right there, this is one of the little hot topics that's been going on. And
I don't know why.
I got coworkers coming up to me. My timeline is flooded, and it's a lot of people that are looking at Klay Thompson. For those that don't know, said podcast just says Meg the Stallion made Klay Thompson famous and relevant. Meg made Klay famous. He was a nobody, and I'm like, dang,
Okay.
because she said he cheated.
Right.
We really don't know the truth about what's going on, but we do know she is known to be a liar. She's known to have gotten in trouble with the law. And we've seen this, her lie on her relationships and people get in trouble. But we looking at Klay. It said, Meg the Stallion 2015 versus Klay Thompson in 2015. One's a champion.
Well, basically, that statement came from someone that knows zero about sports. Not about basketball, about
Most
sports.
definitely. No, I agree with you totally.
Period. So that's a female posted
Peace to Jess.
that don't know who Klay Thompson was.
I just look
Obviously, she didn't know who he was because he been famous before her.
most definitely.
He was famous before she was.
For sure, for sure. Oh yeah, I just look at it as a different. For me, it's a different look. Like why do we need to know this, right? Like I don't. Of course, it's in our faces. It's, you're scrolling and everything like that, and you have people that take sides, whatever they want to do, fine. But it's like, yo, who cares? And at the end of the day, like, what relevance does any of that have to you? Does that affect your relationship in any way?
Yeah,
Does that affect your life in any way?
Yeah, social media. Believe it or not,
Right.
to the people that aren't in reality, that is their reality.
Oh,
It
most
is.
definitely.
They're living through these people.
Yo, but that's the dangers. Like, yo, so like when you look at all the platforms and stuff that we have now, and of all the social media platforms, you see the good and the bad. Yo, you've
Yes.
seen people be able to make income.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like you information,
Yes.
but then you also got stuff like this. You know, and I mean, if you're looking at this as more than just entertainment, then you have a problem. In my opinion,
It's a
Like,
bunch
when
of
you're-
Howard Sterns. out
Right,
here.
when you're putting your stake on this, it's like, oh my gosh,
Yeah.
yo, did you see? Now I'm gonna do this because you know what I'm making my decision off of what Klay Thompson did to Megan Stallion in my next relationship, and you have people that do that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because
Well,
we get a lot of things.
I know
we
people that are
dictate-
addicted.
exactly
to
We're
the
dictated
internet.
we're dictated to what we see celebrities do.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
And they're bringing that same energy into their household.
Exactly.
Like, let me send this to him.
Right.
Let's talk about this. Well, how do you feel about that? And now, if you disagree, now you and your partner have a problem.
Right.
Y'all have an issue with something that had nothing to do with y'all two.
But the crazy part about celebrity now is being created. You don't need to have a special talent
Oh no, not
to
at
be
all.
a celebrity anymore.
Oh, nah, not at
people,
all.
if people
Peace to
like
Cousin
people like
Kesey.
what you say and like what you do,
Right.
you become famous.
Yo, that's why you have so many things. Like, if you go political, like if you start speaking a certain rhetoric each time, and
Yeah.
those people that become like sycophants that and you know have the same mindset as you, and you're spewing that, and like that's how like cults and all that sort of stuff start. Where it's like and like other movements and like even like the political like climate that we have now, you have people that won't stray because like they're getting the message that they want each time, no matter whether or not it's truth or not.
They get that.
It's for you. The word cult is funny because people don't really know that word. They think that cult means y'all wearing sheets and
Yo.
Looking like
cult,
rerun.
I'm gonna tell you right now. I know people gonna be mad at me. A cult is the hating on LeBron. That's the LeBron hating.
Don't hate on my little big brother.
Because people are hating this man and they don't even watch basketball.
They don't know nothing about him.
They never seen Jordan play and they hate this man in defense of because he said he was the best.
Or they might love him just because.
Either way. It's a sports cultural thing now that it has taken on a life of its own.
I hear what you're saying.
Just like the East Coast West Coast beef took on a life of its own.
Took on a life of its own.
You start looking at the stories that really came from there. And
Yeah.
you're like, yo, it really shouldn't have never amounted to what it should have been.
But this is what it got fed.
Right.
And then you had to pick a side. You couldn't like both. You had to pick a side.
You couldn't be objective to anything.
That's why I made the reference to this.
Yes.
LeBron versus Michael Jordan.
Right.
It's a divide that you can't like both.
Uh-huh.
Why?
I mean, I'm
You don't have to love both, but you can
I
respect
Bron,
both.
but he's not Jordan. That's how I
And
look
that's
at
fine.
it.
And that's
respect
cool.
Jordan, and he's not LeBron.
Right. You
And
can
I'm
say
okay with that.
Right, exactly. Well,
But people can't. But when it comes to relationships, people can't just look at it from an objective
Right, yeah, a lot of
lens.
times.
They have to say, "Oh, well, she had to," because someone posted it. It has to be right.
When did Megan Thee Stallion become some wholesome
This
chick?
is what I'm talking about.
I'm sorry to use the word like that, chick. But when did her image become a good person?
But B,
She
it's
was
not
known for twerking.
But it's not even about just her character, which it should be based on. It's now based on just guy versus girl, man versus woman. The woman has to be right. The man has to be wrong.
okay, so I stop you there, right? With
Yes.
the whole thing with twerking, all that other stuff. He knows all that about her. Yo.
Yes.
Yo, if you are with her on you guys are going places together. You're claiming her. Yo, that's your girl. You've accepted everything.
Yeah, he cool.
Bring the mic
with
a
it.
little bit closer to.
My fault.
No, you good.
You've accepted everything about her at this point. So, but like from the stories that you hear, it is the he couldn't be monogamous and all other stuff, whatever. Yo, even stuff like that. Yo, like, why are we getting all that personal?
Because people
business
make their relationships public.
Yeah, I know.
Once you make your relationship public and you're a celebrity, you open it to all the criticism in the world. That's
True.
why you got some of the most famous people in the world. We didn't know who their wives look like. You ever seen this?
most
You ever
definitely.
seen Denzel Washington one?
Not without, you know what I mean? Yeah, for sure.
You know what I mean? And this
Right.
guy was the biggest sex symbol I saw all the women talking about since I was a kid.
Right.
Never seen his woman.
But now though, it's like
Right.
everybody uses
true.
themselves to have like their own brand. You know what I mean? So you look at like a Steph Curry, and I'm not saying and his wife, and like she's able to create her own platform, which is great. You know what I'm saying? And all this other stuff. And I think it's great that whatever it is, everyone can take advantage of being able to explore whatever it is that they want to do. But a lot of times and I don't know if I want to say if like it's a defense, but back when we were younger in that generation of older, it wasn't so much like that as it is now. So
Well, you gotta add the social media.
oh, for sure, definitely.
And like I said, we didn't care about people's relationships back in the day. How many people we knew got divorced and married? We didn't care.
Right.
It didn't start until J-Lo.
You're right. You're right.
It didn't really start until
Right.
J-Lo, and they started blending the name.
Definitely.
Benifer.
You're right.
We didn't. Before that, we didn't really care about relationships.
Right.
Once social media, she came right around the perfect storm.
Mm-hmm.
And
You're right.
Every one of her relationships was a thing.
Right.
We never heard about Beyonce before she got with Jay-Z, who she was dealing with.
Never did.
Right.
Never did. And she
Whitney-
was dealing with people
Whitney Houston. We never heard, really didn't care, like you said.
course.
But then-
until they make it public. So with that being said, that's why I'm asking with this Heart's Fragile Footsteps from this album. I'm like, that title alone,
Yeah.
a guy should not have a fragile heart. You can't. You're the guy. You should not have that.
That's what
Let the world
that's what
tell
they-
you
That's what they say.
you can't have this fragile heart. You can't. Could we break this poem down?
I could think that's a very false statement.
I think so as
Right.
well.
So like the premise of that poem basically was like being able to get to know someone, but having her like understand like I don't know if I can. You know what I mean? Just because of the things that have gone on before you. You know what I mean? Like, yo, I think we're good, you know, but it also like in a way plays with the things that I'm also trying to accomplish, right? Because if you listen to the words, there's a part of me saying like, you know, to accomplish things in my world, but then also, you know, if we're together, let me also give you the freedom to accomplish the things in yours. And that's something that I don't know if people explore and that I needed to explore in my relationships, right? If I ever get back into one, is that, yo, like, how can I show this person that I'm still there with you, and at the same time be like, yo, I still, yo, at this point with the writing and with, you know, everything I want to do with like the album and everything and on all my future projects and stuff like that, it's like, yo, I gotta still be able to do that and still know that you're going to be okay with that. And then also on the flip side is like, yo, am I still going to be, I'm going to have to approach relationships differently, right? Because before it was like, I'm all in with relationships. So everything that I wanted to do or accomplish got put on hold.
No doubt.
Because the relationship was, that became everything. You know what I mean? So it's like, I have to figure out that fine line. So when Heart's Fragile Footsteps is actually based off like a real situation that I was in, you know what I mean? And it was just like, yo, so some of the scenes where I talk about like being at the bay window, you know what I mean? Sipping tea, all these things are things that I did with her, you know what I mean? But it was just more like, yo,
I think it
like,
was peach tea or something.
Yeah,
Like that.
yeah,
It was
yeah.
nice. I'm
Ginger-
like, I
ginger
felt the
peach
flavor.
tea. Yeah. So it was just like all of that.
Ginger peach tea.
But
man.
then it's like, you know, it starts going off like even in the end where it starts talking about like our chance encounters and then planning encounters, and you know, it's really telling like a story about what it is that me and her had. And you know, it just didn't kind of, it wasn't what I just say I wasn't able to be. I'm glad for myself is that I didn't fall back into that whole thing of like, okay, I'm going to pursue this, because I felt pursuing that, then I'm being right back. I'm going around in circles.
You were
know
strong
what I'm
enough to stand on your own
Right.
and know what your what you felt was
Right.
best for you.
Yo, because it's easy. Like, yo, like we talk about the way I grew up, the things that I saw, and like I know how to be a gentleman, right? I know how to respect women. I know how to do that, and I could have easily sat there and said, yo, okay, I'm going to play this part. You know what I mean? And I think that's what happens too. You know, in relationships. Yo, even Clay, yo, I'm playing this part for a little bit. You know what I mean? And at this point, it's like I don't want to play the part, because at the end of the day, it hurts you, and it doesn't benefit me as well. You know what I mean? So that's kind of what it's about. It's like, oh, like I can't be that. You know what I mean? Though I might want to be that, I can't do that. So it's because of, so it's Heart's Fragile Footsteps is because of, yo, my heart is on fragile footsteps right now because I can't commit to that, what it is that you want. And like I said, it'd have been easy for me to say, okay.
Just front.
Right. It's
But-
easy. Like, yo, like, and so it's like, yo, but nah, that's not genuine. You know what I mean? Like, so it makes no sense.
No,
Yeah, rumor had it that Clay had
Peace to
already
Cousin Bill.
had let her know plain and simple, like we're just dating,
Mm.
like we're together, but we not looking. Marriage is not like we just having a good
But yo,
time.
like,
and she
optics
took it and posted it and made all. He didn't post nothing.
But optics are a thing, yo.
Yeah, optics are a thing. How you saying?
Yeah.
Early, it
But-
is a thing.
But you know, like, so she may be saying, like, yo, a lot of times, even when you look at social media and different things like that, you're not really, you're reading a snippet of things. You're looking at the visual. You know what I mean? You're sitting there looking at, oh, Klay Thompson and Meg Thee Stallion is at the Grammy Awards and hugged up and on the red carpet. Yo, that's wifey. You know what I mean? Like, you're not doing that with just anybody.
You said
Right?
Nah, absolutely. Peace to everybody on the check-in. You said Cousin Bill said Ginger. He said some $500,000 said that playing the part plagues us all. Your soul, not the road, ain't it? But your mind has been taught. That's what it is. Absolutely. Peace to Big Just on the check-in. I was looking at this and it reminded me of a lot of us. And it reminded me of you, Tim. It said, I was looking up poetry, like deep stuff to say. You know what I'm saying? This was like my AI. Looking at it, it said, just heard someone say, some of us never found time to be happy because we're too busy trying to be strong. And then said, I felt that a lot. And I'm like, man, you were saying last week how I don't want to be back in a relationship because I want to take the time to do what I want to do. I want to write this way. I want to focus on my writing. I want to focus on this album. I want to focus. We were talking earlier, getting your visuals out.
Right.
But the main thing is time. Mm-hmm. Time. You have a family. Right. You and Chris Phoenix, y'all both have a family right here. Y'all, is that Chris's children right here? So you got your 2 boys. He has his 2 boys, and y'all still found time to make a project together.
Facts.
And a lot of people feel like they can't do their joys in life because they don't have time to do it. What made you block everybody out and still conduct being a father, still conduct going to work, handling your day to day, and you connect with a like mind, and you took the time, keyword, to make this project?
So, it's multifaceted, right?
Let's talk about it.
First of all, and I'm not a relationship basher. I love.
Yo, we all do. Love.
I wasn't in a relationship. Right?
Okay.
You know what I mean? First and foremost, second of all, it was like, I wanted this, right? You know what I mean? I wanted this, and I wanted to accomplish it. So, I wanted to feel like I did something that not normally everybody is able to accomplish. You know what I mean? Not to say so to me, this is a big accomplishment.
It is a big accomplishment.
This goes nowhere. You know what I mean? When I look at it like a lot of different ways than a lot of people, right? Well, do I want to make it big and all this stuff? Yes. If I don't, cool. If 30 people listen to my album and I can have a conversation about it, I'm fine with that. You know what I mean? Thankful, I've been able to get a little bit more than that. You know what I'm saying? And I've got a little bit more praise and stuff like that, which is great because to me, it's like I wanted to just make something that somebody can listen to. Now, from a creative standpoint, is yes, I feel like I'm nice with this, right? And I'm going to try to get better. There is humble confidence that I have, right? It's that, I'm confident in what I can do, but I got to remain humble because I know that I can always get better, right? So, but with the album, it was like, that was fueling me. Where I was at in life, where it was just like, damn, just coming back from a divorce, what am I really doing with my life? Everything like that I've worked up to hasn't really been what I want it to be, right? Because I didn't even touch the fact that I was in seminary for 8 years, I still studied to be a chaplain for 8 years.
Did not know that.
You know what I mean? And even with stuff like that, where it was like,
where'd you go? Where'd you study at?
Liberty University.
Okay.
But it was just like, so even with that was like a different time in my life, and I wasn't able to finish that because of certain things. And then it was just like, did I hear God's voice right? You know what I mean? And all this sort of stuff. And it was like, and I'm just jumbling it all up right now. But when it came to the album, I was like, I'm not doing that anymore. Like, I'm gonna set myself to this task. So what fueled a lot of this stuff was past rage, you know what I'm saying?
Got you.
Like anger, nah, I'm not going to sit there and say that I didn't accomplish at least one thing, you know what I'm saying, that I wanted to accomplish, you know what I'm saying, after setting my heart to it, you know what I'm saying? So when I got it, and then Chris, and it was so it didn't, like I said, it didn't happen all at one point. Chris and I met at an open mic. He heard me. He'll have a different story. I was just out there having a conversation.
Talking about Flow Mentals.
No. Chris Phoenix.
Oh, Chris Phoenix. Okay.
I actually seen Flow.
It's funny you talk about two kids now. Yes.
Kamad. You friends with Kamad Hembry?
Yeah, Kamad. Yeah. Somebody $500,000 Mod on check-in right now.
So he was actually at the open mic that me and Chris first met.
Okay.
He probably doesn't remember.
No, he does.
Okay. So
me and him discussed this last week.
So we were having a conversation. We were just outside, and I'm sitting there just talking. You know what I'm saying? Having a conversation, Chris will blow it up and be like, he was talking mad, smart, whatever. But so I did some poetry. After I did some poetry for that open mic tonight, he was like, take my stuff down. You know what I'm saying? It was like we didn't talk again until 5. I hit him up. I wanted to an album. I went in there and and as soon as I stepped in there, I was like, we're going to do this, right? You know what I mean? He had the same mindset. I had the same mindset. And then we were just like, okay, we're going to accomplish this. And, a month of Sundays, Basically, it was every Sunday, unless he had something to do. I don't really have nothing to do. You know what I mean? So it was more like, listening, I'll go into the process, but to answer your question, it was a lot. It was just like, I need to do this in my life. It was like, so what fuels a lot of the things that I do now is I there's a fire. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, like,
Absolutely.
so, and when I feel like that fire is kind of dimming a little bit for whatever reason, it's like, yo, okay, remember the focus, or remember why you're here now. You know what I'm saying? So I didn't mean to get
Get
all
to
fired
it.
up, but-
You were talking last week about you getting better, and at one point you were reading from your phone.
right.
We talking about the podium, and I'm
Right.
looking at this one right here, and I'm like, man, he don't have none of that right there.
Yeah.
He going off at this spot right here.
Where
What was your confidence like this time when you're on stage at this particular place? Where are we right here?
So this is earlier this year at Cozy. Yo, this is Green Spaces out, and you said, yo, dope. Cozy's dope, great host, everything. Yo, this particular poem is called "Letting Go of Life Expected," and it was the first one that I can say, like, you know, I have different styles of what I do when I go, right? Different type of writing. This one was really very personal, right?
Okay.
It started talking about as a father, right? You know, and then letting go, and then it was like I knew I had to bring a certain emotion behind that one. You know what I mean? And it was crazy because it was like that poem was super old, and I actually used to read it off the paper. You know what I'm saying? And then it was just like I started memorizing and then started listening to the words, and I was just like, yo. I remember like I got to a certain point where it's like I started saying something about life being filled with like kaleidoscopes, filled with hope, that life because you know what I mean? And then like when I was like, yo, that's how I thought as a kid, that this life would be filled with, you know what I mean? Rainbows, lollipop, sunshine, you know what I mean? And all this stuff. And then I was exposed to the shadows from a lesson that I didn't know so long ago. And I woke up this morning, you know what I mean? And knew it was okay to yo, it was like, yo, and it was like, but from that, it was like, I was like, all right, so that added a different element for me where I was just like, okay, now I understand the type of emotion that I want to bring in when I have.
That's my sister right there.
Oh,
Walk
okay,
back.
yeah, she wanna come in?
Nah, Jay, you can sit over if you want, and the camera won't be on you. You good?
So, yeah, so.
My sister here, y'all. She ain't no face, no case. She ain't been here in a while.
But nah, so like, when it comes to that performance, yeah, that was like, yeah, I realized then the power of how much emotion I can bring with my words when I really feel them.
Now, one of the hardest things is now, I know from performing, and when you're writing it down, and then you got the words, B knows the same. When you get your script, and those are just words.
Right.
Now you're getting the words, and now you're practicing more. And now I think one of the hardest things besides doing it live is taking that and doing it with the microphone right here, and now having the beat and trying to convey the same energy.
Right.
How was that with the getting in the booth, with the breath control of hoping? Because y'all, the way, man, Chris, I want you to know the way he mixed and mastered this. Right. Your lyrics are going up and down and echoed and all over. And I'm like, damn, y'all put it together. How was it your first? Because is this not your first time recording? Because you've been putting in the work, even though you say you're doing it playing. How was it now?
So,
because this is your baby right here.
Right. Okay. So, this is basic. Like recording this album is me really just coming back to poetry.
Okay.
Like I was reading off the thing, you know what I mean, for all of these poems, but it was like I still understood how I wanted to read them. So that's the difference, right? If you'll go to certain open mics and you'll have readers, you know what I mean, and they'll just read their lines, fine, cool. But even for me, even though I was coming off the phone, it was still da 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 da. You know what I mean? Whatever it is the cadence that I developed for that particular poem. So like and that's all I did. I didn't know that I knew what I knew when I was doing it, because Chris would be like, yo, your breath control is great. You know what I mean? You're doing this great. Da, 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 da. And I was like, oh, okay, cool. You know what I mean? All right, whatever it is. So it was just more. But then after a while, I started being able to understand when to take a breath, understanding like how to slow it down now to hold more breath in so I have more impact for something later, that sort of thing. So like even now, like like I said, like light years for me when I look at from there to here. But with the recording, it was, it was crazy because we didn't know, as much as Chris knew, he was still, this was both a new process for both of us.
No doubt.
So like, I was doing if you can understand like how much time this took that we didn't know, like yo, we wasted mad time. I'll put it that way. Yo, I was recording a poem a week, right? That's one poem, and I was staying there for like 8 hours for one poem. That lasts 3 minutes.
Ask about a Dr. Dre session.
Yo, but what I'm saying, yo,
Detox 2 still ain't come out. So
right,
yeah,
right.
so don't feel
but
like that happens
right.
with some of the best.
But this is what I'm saying though. It was like, yo, now it's like, yo, I can do 8 poems in a day. Like, you know what I'm saying? And then we could get to the music, because after the poems, then it took all that time to put the music together. And it wasn't 1 week where we're working on a song or on a track. It was like, yo, it might be 3 weeks. You know what I mean? And it was like we're starting to work together, so we really didn't know. He didn't understand what I'll put it to you this way. He didn't want to make decisions without me being there. Okay. Now, yo, Chris, you know how we want it. You know what I mean? Like that or whatever. Full confidence. And even with that, like, yo, when I say that me and Chris were so like simpatico with everything.
You get a point for that word. Yo, Soup, I never even heard of that one.
Yo, but I mean, like, yo, everything all the tracks that we have on there, everything sounds the way that I wanted it to sound.
That's what.
And that was Chris. Like, yo, it was Tim. This needs this here. Tim needs this needs that here. Yo, if you listen, one of my favorite tracks is Foundational Pieces.
Yes.
There's a part in there that's a live drummer, yo. Right?
Yo, it sounds like you got live violins.
Yo,
it's a lot of instrumentation that's deep.
Yo, I will tell you this: Chris has tremendously helped me with writing, and he doesn't. And if he doesn't know that now, didn't know that then, he knows it now.
Okay.
Because of the way he approaches the music, right? Like this doesn't feel right there. So when I look at like my word placement or a verb or an adjective or maybe even trying a different meta, a lot of that is because of Chris, and because of how much that he takes to fine tune all of the things that we were trying to do. When you hear like I always sit there and say when I talk to people about the album, if they listen, is put headphones on, so that you can hear every little bit of music that he put in between that. And the thing is, it was like, even with all the music, it still didn't take away from the word.
It didn't.
You know what I'm saying?
It didn't. Once again, everybody, on 8th by Hubbard, you can go on YouTube, put in Timon Jackson. You can find this beautiful project right here. You go on all that other good stuff, the Spotify's and all that stuff, and you can get this right here. You said you're going to have something to share with us this week. That's what the people were waiting for. Even if you're not ready, take your time. We're going to get there.
Let me ask you want something from the album or something new?
That's a great question. Soup, what you want? From the album. From the album, because people are going to get this album. Now y'all can hear it now. The acapella, the acapulco. And then they can digest it on the album. Which one you got for us tonight?
I got Data Collector for you guys.
Data Collector. That was an ill one.
Another sip of water real quick.
If y'all don't know, we got Timon Jackson in the building right now. One of the dopest when it comes to the spoken word. Just everybody should know that. Make sure y'all check him live. He gonna let y'all know where he is soon. But like we said one more time, y'all can get this album. Make sure y'all get it. Download it. Get the merch. He got T-shirts like this that I want to buy.
I think that you guys will enjoy it. Like it's music, it's poetry. I look at poetry as being like a different genre of entertainment, like of something that somebody could take in, whether like a rap or country music or jazz or anything like that. It's just it's just not exposed enough, and so I'm hoping that through this album and even like the collaborations that I have, because I haven't talked about Rebel Fields yet.
We're going to get to Rebel Fields. We want to get to this because we are not going to wait till the end before we get, yes.
All right, so Data Collector. This is track 2 off the album. I am a data collector, viewing the world with inquisitive eyes, pushing a pen over paper, scribing life one word at a time with the ink on the side of my left hand to prove it. Journey with me. The distance to my next word and the word after that until their connection creates something worth punctuating. then allow the sentence that it forms establish a relationship with another sentence, and those sentences invite a few more into the mix until their cohesiveness form ink splashes, making puddled reflections of a balanced interpretation from someone who can appreciate this beautifully twisted visit we have on this earth. My hope is to captivate you in the first 10 seconds and hold your interest for 2 or 3 minutes more as I provide discourses of love, religion, politics, and other subjects, hoping to be informative, entertaining, enlightening, but paying close attention to presentation and delivery, knowing they go hand in hand like prayers and amen. So I debate as to whether these words should be placed in an Armani suit instead of sweatpants and Timberland boots, but honestly, authenticity is key in this form of expression where every word is measured and calculated, strategically placed from noun to verb and prepositional phrases capable of making you laugh, cry, clap, or snap your fingers. Perhaps you would treasure this bond if you would simply follow me from this word to the next as I provide a glimpse of self and other observations on how I perceive the world to be wired, and maybe arrange words to inspire, or if you need comfort, let these waves embrace you. If you feel trapped, uncage you and enhance your state of being like a conduit of continuous wealth or a conduit of continuous currency. Not to line your pockets or wallets, but a deposit for future growth as life moves forward. However, this expression I relentlessly pursue has put in view that writing and reciting has its similarities to living. Our time is precious, our connection brief. I would hope to be remembered, but most of what I say will be forgotten before I leave.
Damn.
Thank you.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Let's snap for it. They say that's how y'all.
Appreciate it.
Nah,
appreciate
dopeness,
it.
dopeness,
I mean,
dopeness, right there.
When I listen to poetry, one of my favorite words in poetry is "however,"
Ha.
Yo,
because that changes everything. It does. It changes. It switches the entire subject.
my God.
Because everything I've listened to, everything you said. And once you said "however," I'm like,
Right.
B, did you see what Hov said about Biggie the other day? To piggyback off, did you see that? Did you see it?
As a writer, that was one of the illest things that I could sit there. Cause
however,
Yes.
what you
I-
said.
Did you see that one, Timmy?
I related to everything Jay was saying.
I
right
didn't.
there,
Yeah.
Yo, so when you anybody who is watching, it's funny. What was that on Time Magazine or something like that?
forgot,
He
but
talked about the writing process of Biggie,
Right.
And then he was saying, "Black and ugly as ever."
However,
He
right.
said that part when he added the however. So y'all, it's something about it. You're right, B. With that, however, it just
Right.
pauses
Almost definitely, yeah.
everything.
Yeah,
That
because
breath control.
He insulted himself,
Yes.
and then he said, "however." Now you're like, what?
Right.
Oh, you got
Something about
money,
that
so,
word,
hey,
yes.
nothing else matters, huh?
Heck
But
yeah,
that's what
fuck.
I'm saying. Like, yo, like,
Peace
you-
to DJ Punchy, yo. They
Yo,
they
like-
snapping for you on the check-in too.
appreciate it.
It's
They
the
are.
rings and rocks. Rings and rocks.
Yo, and that's the thing too, where it's like I feel like my writing now has like soared. You know what I mean?
Yes.
That's because of like, that's why when it's like I gave you guys the option of something old, something new. Like my new stuff is like, for me, I feel like I'm graduating continuously. Like one of my favorite artists is the Beatles, right? And now, like when you look at the early Beatles and you look at the simplicity of their music, right? And then as they went in like the progression, like if you listen, I know the album. So if like you listen from like a Rubber Soul to a Revolver to a Sgt. Pepper, like yo, you see that like the increase of like what it is, like the study of their craft, what they were looking for, like yo, it's so that's how in a way I look to approach writing. Yeah. Like
John
so
Lennon.
from, like,
Lennon was crazy.
Yo, it's not even John Lennon. Like
Well,
the whole
Paul
team.
McCartney was the-
Oh,
like,
yo,
all
it
of
was-
them, like, yo,
Yeah.
Did you see that exhibit at the Brooklyn Museum?
I haven't been yet. Yeah.
Oh man, they had a nice Beatles
Yeah.
exhibit. It might still be up. I really
Yo,
liked
I
it.
got
So
like all their albums on vinyl. Like yo, like I'm.
I wonder if it's still up there. I think you would
I'm
appreciate
a
it.
Queen fan.
Yeah. Oh, I like Queen too.
Yeah,
Yo,
Queen,
yo,
definitely.
like that's
Yo,
kind of
Freddie
like
can
my,
write,
like
yo.
my favorite genre
Okay.
of music is like that 60s, 70s era of music.
Yeah.
Like yeah, yo, that's.
Yeah, and I'm happy you explained because I was gonna ask you what were some of your musical influences, your
Yo,
writers.
every-
Now you went there.
Right. I got
What
my
about?
top four. I'll
Yeah,
give my
let's
top
go.
four.
Let's go.
All right. So from a group standpoint, the Beatles
Mm-hmm.
and Earth, Wind and Fire.
Okay.
Stevie Wonder and Billy Joel. Like yo, like yeah, like when you look at like their music, like yo, especially Stevie, yo. If you look at Steve, or even I'll say Billy Joel too, but like Stevie, yo,
Billy Joel don't get a lot of credit.
yo, if you look at his music, yo,
Don't.
I mean, everybody. I'm not saying everybody. People know
And I'm just
Caribbean
saying,
Queen, but they don't really know.
there's like if you
The
look
whole
at
thing.
like I have a lot of his albums too, but it's like even with that, my favorite genre of music is jazz. Like you know what I mean? Because and you go from like Miles and Coltrane and all these other stuff like what they were doing back then, Thelonious Monk, like all of these things is just like, come on, man. And then you see like and that's the thing, like they're creating from nothing, right? And of course we have like our beat machines and different things like that, but yo, they're creating from like, you know what I'm saying, music, like you know what I mean?
Nah, I got you. Original.
Right. Yo, like let me play with this horn and see what put it together. And of course you have like music theory and stuff like that, and they probably studied and everything, but yo,
They get busy.
Yeah.
They get
Crazy,
busy.
yeah.
Absolutely.
He said Billy Joel. I'm thinking Billy Ocean. I like Billy Ocean.
Nah, the Billy
Billy
Ocean.
Joel, Billy Joel was the man, you know, Uptown Girl and all that good stuff. But you think he's better than Bon Jovi?
Bon Jovi? Yeah. Yo, listen to like Piano Man.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, musically, I mean, Joe
what?
is tough
Yo, man.
musically because he did play that piano.
Right. I've seen him in because he has a residency in New York. He probably still does at MSG. I've been out there one year. Yo, he was like 60, 70 then, and he was still putting it together. Yo.
Who are the main people you trying to win over? Because you got a lot of guys who got Pac. Pac, one of the best riders, and I know you like Pac. Right. And he said, Pac said, man, if you want to be big in this business, you go for the women. You go for the women. He said that's what he was schooling big with. When you are stepping to an open mic, you like, yo, look, this one right here gonna get them moist. If I do this one, or you gonna do this, or you gonna step to it like, yo, I'm gonna have they gonna feel my pain with this one right here.
Like I haven't written probably like a love poem in a very long time. Right? Mm-hmm. The closest one that I think that I'll have was like Heart's Fragile Footsteps on the album. You know, Poetic Aphrodisiac, which is a little more sexy. If you want to say like that's for
that was cool. I like that one.
And then I have this one that I wrote. It's called Lost in a Muse, where it's like, you know, like a muse, where it's like, this is the object of what it is that makes me write. And that's more of a feminine, like the object is more feminine, you know what I mean, who the muse is. So it's like, I can put it together like that, but I'm not writing no love poems right now.
You ain't writing no love poems.
Because to me, it's like, there's so much more areas to explore. I mean, I might have some lines about love in poems and that sort of thing, but I'm not like dedicating like a whole poem to.
They said you're the kind of lady a man will go to war for, and we spoke about it earlier when we talking about like relationships.
Right.
Like sometimes you go to war with yourself, and I think that you made it quite clear. It's like, do I want to go this way or I want to go that way in life, and I don't have the time to dedicate this to you.
Right. I mean, I'll still be a gentleman and fight if a lady needs me. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Right. You know.
But sometimes the war can be the war within yourself. Like, yo, I should not be going to war. Or going against my morals, going against what my focus is. If I'm dealing with you, a lot of times guys get caught up.
Right. What we were talking about before, playing a part, right? I can play a part, but I don't feel that me playing a part is not, like it hurts in the end. And I'm not in that hurting feeling.
Damn.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like it's, I can play a part and be very nice, but like right now I don't have that emotional switch that I can turn to make it care more.
Sound like you saying something like a pimp, B. That's what it is. No, I'm messing with you. Say, man, I ain't got the time.
Like, you know how like
I'm here for my dime.
You know how you fall for somebody, right?
No doubt.
I don't fall anymore. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that's basically how I probably can best explain it.
Nah, I like that right there.
Quick question.
Yes, sir.
Did you see the list of the greatest writers of American
no, I didn't see that yet. I got to look at that. Because that's the thing what Jay-Z was doing, I think, right?
Yeah, he had an interview. I think Mariah Carey had one.
There was some,
and she said she felt like she has never gotten credit for being a songwriter.
But I look at it like this: so if it's songwriters, yes, I can understand.
It was rappers on it too.
But what I'm saying is, there's like how they say like there's somebody better than Jordan, right? you go to some of these open mics, man, right?
Talk that talk, Timmy.
It's no comparison now. You know
I
what
guess
I'm
they're
saying?
just going by who famous.
No, of course, and that's what I'm saying. That's what they're doing.
Yeah.
So my list of writers, I could go to 3 different open. I could name 10 people right now that I would put before any rapper ever. You know what I'm saying? That I see at open mics daily. You know what I mean?
doubt.
When I go, these jokers is nice. Like,
Well, we know it's all subjective at the end of the day.
most definitely.
But Bob Dylan was number one.
Bob is a beast. But you're not looking at just songwriting.
Yeah.
This dude won a Nobel Peace Prize or something like that for his poetry.
I'm gonna name this quick top 10. I know we got ready to go.
Sorry, my bad.
No. I just wanted to. It was Bob Dylan was number 1.
Right.
Paul McCartney was number 2.
Okay.
John Lennon was number 3.
Speaking of the Beatles.
Chuck Berry was number 4.
Wow.
Smokey Robinson was number 5. Mick Jagger and Keith Richards was number 6. Carole King and Jerry Coffin. I guess they were writing songs for everybody.
Okay.
And then Paul Simon.
Okay.
Joni Mitchell.
Okay.
And number 10 was Stevie Wonder.
So, man.
I don't agree with that, Stevie being number 10.
I think he should be higher.
It's funny,
Yo,
a lot of those influences that you said were the best writers.
Right.
Yo.
Yeah.
Right. Oh, most definitely. Yeah.
Like, to your point.
Right.
You said the Beatles. You said, like, when you're talking about your top 4, man, you got 3 or 4 of them right there in that list. So it's incredible. Thanks for that, B. And then you talk about how you studied writing.
Right.
In school.
Right,
Like, this is a practice study
Definitely.
that you went to school for. So now it's like you're not messing with an amateur. If the way you're putting these words together, not only do you love the craft, you love writing.
Right.
You love the way words or everything, like the sonnets, every part of a word in vocabulary, you know what everything is. He knows what the onomatopoeias is. He knows what the similes and metaphor. You know every single part. So the way you attack your art is different. And I'm like, do you have a certain way that are you sitting there writing? Are you sitting there recording yourself? What's your process for the most part?
It starts in a lot of times it starts in the car.
Okay.
With like a phrase, right? I beatbox words from treetops, letting them breathe their last breath as they fall like leaflets. Boom. I started that in the car, right? From that part, I started adding on to something.
I feel like you about to say something new for us.
This was I'm not.
Soup got excited. I did too.
but like that's like so. Then it's like I started adding on to that. So say if that's the base of what I did, right? Then I start saying, is that strong enough to be a beginning? Maybe not. I'm grounded and at the same time so fly. Okay, that sounds good. I'm grounded and at the same time so fly. I flip modes while I bust rhyme. That sounds even better than starting off with a beatbox. Okay, but I can still use that and put that right there. All right, I'm grounded and at the same time I'm so fly. I flip modes while I bust rhymes. Beatbox. Okay, now you know what I mean. So it starts. It's a process. You know what I mean. From that.
Don't leave us like that. Like we want to hear that.
No, I'm just getting you guys like so. That's how the process goes. Right?
Yes.
But so that's one process, right? But then there's another process where it's like if I know that I'm going to be telling a story.
Okay.
Right. It's slowing it down. It's understanding where do I want this story to go. Right. Because and I'll put it to you this way. There's a straightforward way I can write. And there's a very figurative way I could write. You know, and sometimes I blend it too, depending on what it is I'm trying to say. But it usually starts with like, so then like from that, that sounded dope. I know I'm going to use that. But then there's a concept, right? Okay, this concept of, say if it is love, right? How am I going to portray that? How do I want to portray that? Do I want to come at it as a jaded lover? Do I want to come as, this new relationship? How does I feel about this new relationship? How does it make me feel? All right, what can I use as a metaphor or whatever? Something new. Let me dip my toe into this pool. You know what I'm saying? See how the water feels. Like, you know what I mean? And then just maybe developing something. So then but everything is a shell for me at first. After the shell, and this is where I got from Chris, after the shell, we go back and we omit, we put in, we change a verb, I change an adjective, I change the personification, I change the metaphor so that it can fit all the way in until I feel like it's where it needs to be. Then we go out, practice it, you know what I mean? see how it feels, see if the crowd receives it, and then I go from there.
He works it. He works it. He puts in the work and he works his work. Damn, Timmy. It's we're so happy to have you here.
I appreciate it.
We love your fire. We love the way you get busy. And with that, I need to ask, what is this right here? They said you have a thing, because I love making fires in the backyard. B comes through with the kids, my son.
Right.
They all
s'mores.
we make the s'mores and all that.
Yeah.
And because it's all different types of light that you have inside of you, that you let out, and you have a certain release. And this right here is just deeper than just, I like looking at fire.
Right.
You like making fire pits.
No,
it's a part of your creativeness.
So,
Let's talk about it.
I built this like a while ago, right? Like, it was something, I saw it. I'm like, I'm going to put it in the backyard. And I'm going to go for it. But, like, I like doing things with my hands. You know what I mean? When I have the time building things and that sort of thing. So this was just a project I thought my parents would like for, nights when it was, like, cooler or whatever. They could sit out, sip their wine if they wanted to, you know what I mean? And
no doubt.
Or, and plus, like, a lot of times, like, we
make sure the mic catches you.
Oh, my fault. Like, a lot of times, like, growing up, like, my mom, we always had people over there.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like, where it was summer and that sort of thing. So and some of the ways that I am is a lot like her, where it's like I like to be hospitable and I like for people to my mom's accommodating.
Like,
you know what I mean? Not to be, like, negative, not to, like, and I'm like that. And sometimes we overdo it, and I can sit there and go back into that relationship talk. And how
you gave us some dope whiskey, man. I ain't want to get too grooving tonight, so we kept it light. But yes, you are hospitable. Yes, you are.
So it's like with that, it was, and that's all it is. So a lot of the things, like the way I am, is like when I am, bringing liquor, and I want to make sure, like, that's representation.
We feel appreciated.
Right, appreciate.
A good host.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's how my mom is. You know what I mean? It's like, mom, you don't got to do this. No. But they gonna want this. They gonna need. Nah, sit down, mom. I'll be trying to take over, but she don't let me.
Some people just know how to throw a good time.
Oh, most definitely.
Some people that's just their thing. They know how to do a good time.
She will get you drunk, and she will get you. And if you need to sleep over, she'll say, "I'll pull out a
got
magic
this
for-"
Right. No doubt.
Yeah.
No doubt.
Yeah.
No doubt.
That's great.
Where we going? Because this right here, before we close out, took this from my boy Ace right here. Should nobody be around you though that don't believe in you? Let's talk about your collective before we go.
Rebel Fields Alliance is a collective coming out of Plainfield. Me and my so there's 4 of us now. It's a story, right? Even that's a story. We started meeting at Queen City Roasters, and by the over there by the police station or whatever. I love that place. But we started with 6 of us, and it ended up with 2 of us that really started it. Took a year of planning. We made pillars, what we believed in. You know what I mean? Community, accountability. Trying to all the things that I say is a part of Rebel Fields that we create. Like trying to get the artists known. Pushing the culture, all these sort of things. So we started it. We have done. A couple of things. Rose Lawless, she's a performer as well. She's a phenomenal artist, photographer, poet, everything. She actually lives in she's a transplant from Plainfield. We actually met at one of the open mics here, like my division. You know what I mean? And we stuck to it. What we've been doing so far is like we'll report on open mics. I think you might have seen it. We were out in Rawway, and what we do is like say if there's an open mic, and we ask, hey, can we come to your open mic and report out? It's another way to getting other artists known, other poets known, performers, however, letting people know what's happening at that mic, and then we'll do that. And then we'll post it. I'll give a write-up how the vibe was. A narration of how the vibe was, who was there, all these sort of things. People, it is part, and it also grows the community in a way. You know what I mean? But then another project that we've been doing is called the Closed Mic. And that was something where we take a poet, hey, where's a place that you always wanted to do a poem at, right? We've been to Cheesequake Park, been to Grounds for Sculpture. We were down in Camden by Walt Whitman's house, and we were, and all these other places too, where it was like, and we've been in Newark, all different, but it shows like, it's not race, it's not gender. It's not anything. It's just like, yo, dope poetry in places that, and just to show that poetry can come from anywhere and be anywhere, but it's also giving people an opportunity to see somebody from Newark that doesn't get to go down to South Jersey. You know what I mean?
Two different worlds.
Two different worlds. You know what I mean? Even though it's a community, it's still little pockets everywhere.
Yes.
And, even for me as a dad, like a lot of times, so the closed mic idea kind of came up for me where it was like, I can't go to every open mic because I'm a dad. You know what I mean? I can't get, I got weekends. Oh, okay, I can't get there. So I was just like, damn, like, so why don't we bring the mic to people who are stuck at the crib, you know what I mean, in the type of way. But then it expanded. And me and Rose developed it a little bit more. So so we break it down into 3 sections. We do behind the scenes, then we do a part where we promote whatever it is the poet is coming up, if they have a book out, album out, all this other stuff, and then we drop their poem. And then it's like, and then people get to hear it. And then there's other projects that we're starting to work on now, you know what I mean, and things that we were talking about before, that I ain't gonna
videos and all that stuff. Nah, absolutely. We're gonna talk more.
Yeah.
We tapped in right now, Timmy.
Right. So it's like, but that quote there, wholeheartedly believe, because absolutely. It's like, and it's like, and even if, and the thing is like collaboration with people. There's going to be days where you're not going to want to do something. You're not going to want to do, you know what I mean? Hopefully it's not on the same day, but you're a team now. Like I trust Rose. I trust Joseph, my sister. So the 6 original people that aren't there anymore, now we have a group of 4. It's me, it's Rose, my friend our friend Joseph, and my sister Miriam. You know what I mean? And like all of this was unexpected, but all of us have that, we want to see this go. You know what I'm saying?
Indeed.
So it's like what you said, like, if I can't deal, and I was saying last week, I can't deal with people that aren't going to be able to say, like I said, with Rebel Fields, one of the pillars is accountability. I'll put it to you
accountability.
That way. Rose holds me accountable. I hold her accountable. Joseph, you know what I mean? Miriam, everybody is like, you said you're going to do this. You got to do this. And like, and that's the era that we grew up in.
Yeah.
And even Jay said it. You couldn't talk it if you ain't live it. And I wholeheartedly believe that now. Like, it's like, all right, I don't want somebody to sit there, like not even as a man, but as a human being, like, I don't want to sit there and tell you something and then not come through. You
Absolutely.
know what I'm saying? So that's like going back to the album. I wanted to do this. I said that to myself. I held myself accountability to make sure this was going to happen. And I just happened to align myself with people who was like, Tim, let's do it. Let's rock.
That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. Once again, you can get on 8th by Hubbard, all streaming platforms. He's going to have videos that's going to match the audio coming out soon. YouTube, just type in Timmy Jackson. Spotify, all that stuff. Just type in Timmy Jackson. You can get all the good work. Timmy, this is your home right here. Right. If you want to leave out with a poem, you can. Or you could just tell that you can give your shouts and let the people know what they could do. It's on you. But Soup about to kick us out, though, so I'm just saying.
I'm going to try something new for y'all right now.
You got something new for us?
I'm grounded and at the same time so fly. I flip modes while I bust rhymes. Beatboxing words from treetops, letting them breathe their last breath as they fall like leaflets to the ground. I then collect them all into a chest of drawers to set them aflame, observing the smoke as it climbs the sky to silverline the clouds you look towards when the day is gray, because life doesn't stop when it storms and those nimble stratuses open up to do their thing, washing away the previous day's strain. Remember the birthplace in which these emotions came. And when the clouds break on this x-axis, you'll have access to see clearly the blurred mixture Crayola makes of earth and sky, melded together like a child proudly showing their two-fisted efforts of scribbles on construction paper, with every crayon positioned in their tiny hands before calloused from trying to find their grip in this chaos, my son. Stay safely in bosoms sauced from mother's milk, slowly drifting to worryless slumbers for as long as you can. I failed to recall that feeling as the clock's bell stormed the castle of my imagining, spilling them into streets where destiny and I engaged in a hand over hand, but her grams didn't get me but so high my new pusher's fix was to counterclockwise the hourglass so it resembles the infinity symbol, rewriting the definition of what they may have perceived as complacency. Unawares, I was already on the ball like ballet shoes in toe point position with the focus of a contortionist in motion, one eye popping like Popeye pipe smoking, spinach can open, rolling up my sleeves like why I oughta lace these fronts with knowledge until it's weaved in with wisdom. I shaved off from being an earshot of cherubims, playing catch with comets, entertaining Encyclopedia Brownskin as she wears her glasses on the tip of her nose like a librarian, harping on the devilish plans of men, still dealing with the ripples from cane stone adding to the sediment, but with my salvation intact from able-bodied angels rolling boulders through this pulpit, hooping and hollering over the chorus of amens. I calligraphy battle hymns, saturating this parched paper into amplified war cries when traveling highways early morning, rehearsing in the Corolla, preparing for moments in penthouse corridors, overlooking subcultures, fighting for blocks they don't own from a view I can't afford, knowing I have to provide a better product than dope poems, transcribed to transport from this writing utensil, birth to be the number 2 without lifting a pencil, because if the tip breaks, then my point would be short-handed. But this penman ships the possibilities from tugboat to Titanic, flipping icebergs, performing verbal gymnastics, Olympiad, the way I stick the land. Old lakes mixed to milk, eggs, and flour, making a better batter than Michael Jackson in his Billie Jean jacket, straight arms folded with my b-boy stance with a dose of super soldier serum flowing through my hemoglobin, or trace it back to West 4th Street nights when we rolled .6s because we couldn't afford the difference of a gram, burning the candle at both ends, hot boxing now to the state of euphoria with Zen days ahead, best believed to leave you comatose. But if you want another dose, I might have to charge you. But this different kind of dope.
Dynamite! Yes, sir. Yes, sir. A lot of entendres in there.
That was
a lot.
That was
The first one I really liked was the ballet shoes on the ball.
Oh, yeah.
You had me for Busta Rhymes.
Yeah,
it was so many.
That was the layup. But
Yeah.
when he came with the ballet shoe at the bar, I said, I don't know if they're going to catch that.
Oh, man.
I don't know if they're going to catch that. But, yeah, I like the Zendaya reference.
Yeah,
you know that's coming out again, right? The new one. Is it out already?
No, it is. It's out.
It is.
I know.
I got to catch up on the first one first and then come back to the
I don't
second
even
one.
watch the show, yo. I just came to Euphoria and Zendaya. So.
I like it a lot, bro. We got to get this out. Bro.
Nah, dope. Look, we got to head on out of here. Make sure, one more time, you get On 8th by Hubbard, Tim and Jackson. One of the dopest albums out this year.
Yo, everybody who I got to talk to about the album that listened, I thank you. Yo, I'm so gracious. I appreciate Jay for the platform, all of that. Yo, I appreciate you guys.
Now we appreciate you. Make sure everybody, when y'all get this link, share it to a friend, to a friend, to a friend. Everybody in the community, make sure y'all get this YouTube link, send it out.
Word.
Make sure y'all get this Facebook link, send it out, man.
On 8th by Hubbard.
On 8th by Hubbard. We are here. We are Beards and Baldheads. We'll see y'all next week.